The quartering has got no self-awareness, okay? And we are going to we're going to demonstrate that in this video, okay? That will probably be clipped for YouTube. So what does this tweet say? This tweet says, streaming platforms have effectively convinced people quantity is better than quality. Stop paying for the peanut in the turd. So presumably this is in reference to the fact that companies like Netflix and Amazon with Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, will release lots of content onto their streaming platforms, but out of the content they release, there's only ever like a handful of shows that are generally worth watching, right? Yeah, sure. It's you know, at the end of the day, when it comes to streaming services, I think the value for money that you get tends to be quite high. Okay, so for me, I pay for Amazon Prime, right? For a number of reasons. I use Twitch a lot, so I use my free Prime subscription quite a bit to, you know, help my comrades out. Chuck them a couple of bucks, you know how it is. And if you've got any Prime subs, I'll happily take them off your hands. Just throwing it out there now, okay? And yeah, like I really enjoyed watching The Boys. And The Boys season 2 is coming out in September. In fact, The Boys is one of my favourite TV shows in a long time. I really liked it. So for me, like I get good value for money out of what I pay for. Okay? Now, and it's fine. It's like what? It's like $8.99 a month or something? I don't know. And also I use the free delivery quite a lot. The next day delivery and whatever it is. Anyway. The quartering, okay, now admittedly, you don't actually have to pay for most of his content. You can just watch it on YouTube, the cost, I guess, being the advertising revenue, okay? But the quartering, it's funny that the quartering would tweet this out. Because although, yes, you're not paying for his content, he is the definition, the absolute pinnacle definition of quantity over quality, okay? Like, can we be real for a second here? Has he looked at his own YouTube channel recently? Admittedly, I've not watched a quartering video for a little while, so maybe I'm a little bit out of it. And, you know, to be fair, I release 2 videos a day, right? So, like, I get it. But then I don't think that, like, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to say all of my content is quality, but of course, it's not going to be for everyone. But this dude takes it to the extreme. Look. 5 videos. 1 hour ago, 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago, 5 hours ago, 6 hours ago. 5 videos in the course of 6 to 7 hours. Okay, now, we know that there's quantity, okay, but is there quality? Well, let's find out. Let's see what he's making videos about here. Absolutely embarrassing video game journalist setups. This is, by the way, we're going to watch a quartering video. This is the one we're going to watch. This looks very... I actually am interested in this, but not because I think it's a good video, because I think it will be an absolute car crash, okay? We're going to watch this one. About depraved setups, alright? Amber Heard just made Johnny Depp look a lot better. Okay. President Trump's anti-censorship bill is about to be tested. The Last of Us 2 sales record destroyed by ghosts of... is it Tsushima? Is that right? He's not made a response to Vadim though. And what's this one? Oh yeah, so that's fine. Listen, I love the fact that this is painted. I don't know if you can actually see that. I love the fact that this has been painted as like AOC's the bad person in this situation for fighting back against the US Army on Twitch. Do you see what I mean? Okay, I've changed the stream title. Like in his mind, AOC is the bad person in that situation, right? Where actually AOC is the one that's doing the right thing by pushing back against the US Army being able to use, Twitch as a recruitment tool. Yeah, Twitch absolutely wrecked the US Army in the marketplace of ideas. Well, it wasn't even Twitch; it was users. We just covered it. Okay, so let's watch this video. Let's see, because look, it's one thing. Listen, it's one thing to judge a content creator by their thumbnails and by their stream titles. If we're being fair, we've got to engage in good faith. Let's watch this video and check the quality of content that the Quartering is putting out at the moment. Okay. Sorry about this. This is this happens all the time. It's like some glitch because of my ad blocker. Okay, here we go.
That is one big pile of shit.
Absolutely terribly edited memes. Jeff Goldblum wouldn't be able to see. Jeff Goldblum, sorry. Jeff Goldblum wouldn't be able to see this image, okay? Based on the way it's facing us, right? This meme doesn't even make sense. That's actually, listen. This is actually quite similar to my setup, to be honest with you. This is actually, I actually do stream off of a laptop similar to this. Okay, let's continue anyway.
Now I know normally an article on a video game website about your setup would be non-controversial. I mean, it's a thing. Now, I know there are a wide variety of rigs or setups that actually...
I'm sorry, I don't always speed videos up. But we're going to have to. I can't do Jeremy. Okay? Listen, I can't... What's a pot noodle? Pot noodle is basically ramen, okay? So if you donate to me, you're contributing to my ramen fund, okay? That's instant ramen, yeah. But we don't call it that over here. That's a very American thing. We just call it like noodles, instant noodles.
I'm going to have a wholesome end to this video where I'm going to have everyone submit their setups so that, we can see how everything's going out there, and we can maybe do a little lighthearted roasting of each other. Because look, we've all been there. We've all been on the, the end table on the couch, broken, leaning to the side. You got your laptop or you got your desktop floating in a bucket of water, wherever the case may be, or on top of a bucket of water, not inside of it. But Nathan Grayson,
you're
never really
listen. Hey, thanks so much for the bits.
I'm about to instant noodle my foot up your kitten puppy logic.
What? That's a good ass meme. Thank you so much for the bits. We called it Ichiban when I was a kid. Listen, there is like an element, like I don't know. He's saying it's to do with games journalists and their setups. There is like listen. I don't think you should like shame people because they've got a setup that isn't particularly elaborate or expensive. Like I genuinely think that's kind of like. You don't know what someone's circumstances are. Maybe that's the best that they can afford. It always seems a bit unfair to like mega criticize someone because of like something that maybe they can't afford to get something better. I don't know. It just feels wrong to me. Do you know what I mean? I'm kind of like against that in principle. I just think it's just a bit. It's like a low blow, right? it's like punching down. Haha, you can't afford a mega PC. Like, yeah, okay. Is that supposed to be a roast? Like, I don't have much money. Sorry about that. And it's also tied. Listen, to get a little bit serious for a second, it is tied to the idea that your productivity and the amount of money that you have gives you some sort of value in society. What would be more painful, debating the subject of Jordan Peterson on the merits of the CCP? Damn. Tough choice. That's like a saw trap choice. But yeah, I think that like it definitely plays into the idea that money equals success and money has worth. Do you see what I mean?
To get out from underneath his how do we say this, well, his relations, I guess is what I might call it, with Zoe Quinn way back in the day. But nonetheless, I don't want to shame the guy, but he wrote an article called "Stuck at Home and I Can't Stop Upgrading My Gaming Setup." Now this guy has been writing,
oh my god, the Kotaku article, I called this out. I said when I covered the US Army thing just a moment ago, I'm going to do from the Kotaku article, which actually wasn't a very, compared to other articles I've read, wasn't particularly thorough. So actually, Kotaku bad. But like, obviously, a chance to dunk on Kotaku, one of the figureheads of Gamergate. Gamergate still runs through the blood of the culture war, right? So yeah, we're going to dunk on Kotaku, I guess.
Video games, for a little while. Let's call it over 10 years. He has been writing about video games. Now, I expect that he's got a pretty legendary setup. I'm assuming it's going to dwarf what I got. I don't really call what I have anything special. It's literally a folding table with stuff. I'll show you a picture. But here we are stuck at home. I can't stop upgrading my gaming setup.
Yeah. Kotaku is just like some kind of very like some progressive like gaming journalism type outlet, right? And there does seem to be this continuing level of obsession with it. And you're right, it's like they treat it like it's Fox News or something. When like in reality, like listen, normies don't even know about Kotaku, I'd wager, okay? Oh yeah, there's still like a subreddit called Kotaku in Action, and I've actually been featured on there before, one of my videos, which is really good. They didn't realise, but they actually complimented me, and they said something like, "Oh, in the vein of Sean, Chud Logic denies." I can't remember exactly what it was, but I was like, "Damn, thanks for the compliment, my dudes." Yeah, Kotaku's, I mean, yeah. Kotaku isn't a great website, and like I say, that article I just read was actually substandard. It didn't have a thorough view of the situation as other publications did. But anyway, in any case, Kotaku is not even that great. I don't really care about Kotaku. They've obviously just done some dumb article about... Well, it's not even dumb, it's just an article about gaming setups. And the Quartering has seen a chance for some free content.
Give yourself an absurd but subtly practical gaming chair. You'll ask yourself for a new microphone. When you give yourself a new microphone, you'll ask for a new all-in-one audio mixer with studio quality preamp. When you have the microphone and mixer, you will look into your monitor and realize that it is small and dinky. After you order an ultra-wide, widescreen monitor, you will wonder if you can still pay your taxes. Now, I remember being bit by this bug this is how old I am. I was around for the, basically, creation.
Listen, sorry. One more thing as well, just to make clear. Is this the quality? Is this the peanut or is this the turd? As per the Quartering's tweet. Is this the peanut or the turd? I really don't know at this point.
Of 3D effects, 3D effects, the computers, the graphics cards, original Voodoo 2, I believe, and then running SLI with an SLI cable way back in the day. I think those were 1 or 2 megabytes. I think I couldn't afford Voodoo 2, so I had a Voodoo Banshee, which was like the cheap dime store version of it. Still better than anything integrated. I think it was an AGP port 2X, AGP 2X, I think, or maybe 1X at that time. But I still would have LAN parties at my house. Everyone would set up their towers on the air hockey table that no longer got used for that, set up their Mountain Dews, and then once everyone got done trading files of our favorite videos, then we'd get down to landing and we'd be playing some like Unreal Tournament or Quake 2.
Wait, hang on. What's he talking about there? Is he talking about pornos or something? Imagine a party with this guy. Wait, this guy and friends. Yeah, it's got to be right. Where's? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I've been to LAN parties before when I was younger. I don't know if I could stomach a LAN party with a quarter ring. I wonder if any women were allowed. Listen, Demon Mama, I wanted to go there, but I thought I'd better not, okay? Because remember what happened on the last stream. Anyway, basically on my last stream, there was a weird anti-SJW type person that responded to one of my videos, and he had some extremely yikes. Anyway, maybe someone in chat can explain what happened, because I don't want to say it on the stream. It's very bad. Women were invited and they declined. Well, women probably turned up, but like the level of sexual harassment was so strong they just didn't stay.
Quake 3, Turok, all sorts of stuff like that back in the day. But I saw a wide variety of rigs, and I don't judge them. But back then, we'd be side by side, the AMD guy against the Intel guy, running so you could get the most frames per second, running FPS tests, squeezing out every bit of performance out of that Celeron processor way back in the day. Or actually, I think I had a Pentium 2. Well, I had a PAT 4, everything after 46 basically, but squeezing out overclocking, everything just to get those extra 3 frames a second, even though we all played online with dial-up internet and had 300 pings. That was where things got busy, downstairs in my basement. Mountain Dew.
Oh my god, let's just not go there, okay? Listen, let's not go there. Imagine overclocking. Yeah, I don't know. This is literally just him bragging about him having friends when he was younger. I don't know. This seems like I just think.
Dorito crumbs on the keyboards and good old-fashioned LANing. That needs to come back, by the way. I know moving modern-day setups isn't easy, but that's what we used to do. Everyone would come to my house. You'd have a tower under one arm. You'd have your mouse, your keyboard, your headset in another, or in a box, and then you bring your 17-inch CRT monitor, too. Everyone would bring their whole system over on a Friday night, and then we'd have a LAN party. I wonder if people do that anymore these days. Probably not. Anyway, I remember the days of being obsessed by upgrading. Then I started repairing computers.
Oh my god!
I fell in love with it, seeing how much money
Get to the
people were
point.
wasting. If you give a mouse a cookie, surprisingly messed up tale about supposed dangers of being nice to people. But I have once found the core arguments hold true precisely in one arena: me upgrading my gaming setup. It started with my decision to order a hideous, beautiful, monstrous, perfect $450 pink gaming chair a few months ago. Well, let me tell you right now, I know a lot of you out there aren't going to like to hear this. Gaming chairs are a ripoff. Yes, they're better than a folding chair. But if you want to protect your back, you get yourself a Herman Miller. That's what I have. I have 2 of them. I mean, it's cool. It feels cool.
Okay, now we're going off on another rant about gaming chairs. Okay. Damn, he's calling shut out. My is this an ad? Yeah. This. Why are we talking gaming chairs now? Just filling out that time. Come on. But yeah, no. Gaming chair. Yeah, the what does that mean? The worst person.
But they're all a rip. Let me just be honest. But that's neither here nor there. I mean, if DX Racer wants to send me another chair, I mean, I've got one right over there. I had this thing. I don't know if you can. Yep, there it is. I have that DX. Do
you know what we want to see? Like, I don't know, the truth of the court ring's background, like some woman tied up or something like that. Do you know what I mean? That's what you really want to see. That's what you expect to see at least. He turns the camera over and forgets. He forgets that he's got a young hostage over there. Herman Miller's extremely expensive. Yeah. Listen, it's true that gaming chairs are overpriced, right? They are kind of a rip-off. But just sit on something comfortable. Watch it. Listen, I'm concerned about your back and your posture. Everyone be careful, okay?
Racer for forever. Except now I have a little better chair. Anyway, I digress. Whoops. After this is saying he refuses to regret buying that. Okay. It was easy enough to justify the microphone and mixer purchases that came in its wake. I've been wanting a proper streaming and podcasting setup for a while now, and I plan to get myself to continue to self-lock down for the foreseeable future, no matter what policy permutations follow everything. It makes sense to upgrade what is, at this point, my main means of communicating with the outside world, and also doing your job as a video game journal.
Sorry, can I just highlight one more time what has led us here is a tweet from the Quartering complaining about streaming services offering quantity over quality, okay? This is the man that is complaining about quantity over quality, and here he is, 6 minutes 30 in. The only reason I wanted to watch this video is because I actually was kind of interested in seeing what kind of scuffed setup some of these games journalists have. And we're 6 minutes in, we've had some like Demon Mama said, some Abe Simpson rant about when I was younger, I tied an onion to my belt, which was the custom at the time, that meme. And something about a gaming chair, which I kind of agree with, but what's I don't know. Okay, let's oh god, going off on a nothing tangent. Just get to the point. Let's see the setups. Come on.
List. I just want to be clear that is Nathan Grayson's job. He is a video game journalist. Now I'm obsessing over my webcam. I digress here. So he got his USB mic, recommendations, blah, blah, blah. Okay, all right, should have been. But then the other night, I took stock of my setup and realized that the centerpiece is my very capable gaming laptop. Whoa, wait a minute. Now, I know you can get some nice gaming laptops. I have one. Asus ROGs aren't bad. Origin. I have an Origin Tower. Origin makes laptops. You can get very capable gaming laptops. But if I were reviewed video games for a living, I probably wouldn't be playing on a 15-inch laptop. So anyway, sitting on a rickety stack of books on my desk for better visibility now looks woefully out of place. So I figured I was going to buy a monitor, and stuck inside for possibly the entirety of my early 30s. With only the monitor to keep me company, I may as well go all out. I began searching the internet for ultra widescreen monitors with bonkers resolutions and refresh rates. Unfortunately, I discovered at the top of the line ultra wide.
Yeah, can we be real? Like, I mean, if you're just reviewing games, you could quite comfortably do it on a gaming laptop, right? Oh my god, that's such a good point. Yeah, if you wanted to do a LAN party, unironically, a gaming laptop would be a far better way to do it than to do it with a tower. Like having to lug like your tower over, your monitor over, all the other stuff over. How dare a games journalist play games on a stream people use frequently? Yeah, I know. This is just... Listen, the reason I'm kind of going over this is primarily because it's fun to shit on the Quartering. But also it's because it just demonstrates that his argument of like quantity over quality is totally hypocritical. He's covering this article because he's desperate for another video for the day to grind out some ad revenue. That's what all of these people do, you know? To be fair, to a degree, that's what I do. That's what YouTube's all about, you know? But obviously not to the degree that the Quartering does it. I do 2 videos a day, and stream clips. This dude releases like... He's released 5 videos in what, 7 hours or 8 hours, was it?
It's more than $1,000. I'm clearly going through something right now, but even I have my limits. So I went much cheaper model that all the review stuff was all right as long as you didn't mind making a few compromises. But of course, I'm going to plug my laptop into a monitor. I'll need a USB keyboard. I'm pretty sure oddly angled laptop is giving me carpal tunnel. What are you doing? You don't even have a mouse and keyboard? Girl? All right, so... What exactly was Nathan Grayson gaming on? That.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty scuffed, but like... Okay. It's just a laptop that looks kind of scuffed and it's kind of funny. But yeah, okay, what are we... I just find it difficult to really deeply care. I mean, yeah, the dude obviously uses a controller, right? Listen, okay. Yeah, yeah, his back. He's got the back of an 86-year-old man, okay? But let's be real. Apart from, obviously there's some actual concerns about, hey, watch your back, my dude. But yeah. Oh, hang on. Wait. Listen. Just so everyone can understand how truly depraved my setup was before. This was his previous setup. This was his setup before. It's not like this anymore.
That is what 10 years as a video game journalist. Actually, MSI. I think I might have the same laptop. Actually, I have an MSI gaming laptop too. It's not a bad rig, but I'm not a
He's saying 10 years in games journalism as if like games journalism is Yeah, exactly, Bubble Boy. Games journalists aren't famed for being like mega wealthy, right? Like they're not. Games journalists just make a kind of fairly regular income like everyone else does. Probably like what, 20, 25, 30k dollars per annum? Something like that. Why is he pretending to be mad? I don't know. What, you don't get fat stacks from Otaku? No, I don't. I'm reliant on the support of my viewers to do this to the level that I do.
Game journalist. In fact, I'm on my tower, which is where I would play video games if I were reviewing them. How are you going to review a video game on a 15-inch monitor?
What? I don't understand that. Like, the game is still there. And I'm fairly certain that, like, they would say the setup they reviewed it on. No, I haven't got my Soros check yet. Listen, I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't expect a game journalist to have a high-end computer because they criticise video games professionally. But the thing is, bear in mind, this is his previous setup. This is not his setup anymore, right?
Nathan, I know you've had a hard life. I know you've had a hard life. A kitchen chair and a laptop on top of a book. This is who tells you if video games are good or not. Do you even like computer games? I mean...
yeah, exactly. Do you remember all those reviews that were done on older, less powerful screens? Irrelevant now. Yeah. No. Listen. It's not even that. It's not even that, Dr. Butler. This is literally him pulling content out of his asshole. Okay. He does these tweets where he's like, "What's on everyone's mind for today's videos?" Okay. And his fan base responds with like whatever article. This is just desperation to pump another video out. Yeah, because the thing is like, you could say like, oh yeah, I played this game. I was able to play it on like medium settings, and you can be critical of the gameplay, or you can be critical of the story and stuff like that. Which, to be honest, that's the main thing, right? There's only like a small portion of people that tend to be super concerned with like super high-end graphics. The nerds, basically.
This is your setup, and we're supposed to take your review and critique of video games seriously. And you're a gaming journalist, and have been for like 10 years. Even I live in an apartment, and my rig literally destroys yours. You've been covering games for a decade, and this is your setup? Do you just run Depression Quest, and other games you mentioned?
Well, look, this is his old setup, and also, yeah, games journalists, like... Do they think that like games journalists aren't subject to the same pressures and problems of capitalism that everyone else is? I worked in sales for 10 years, which paid really well, okay? When you hit target, that is. And like at the end of 10 years, I'm sat here streaming on a laptop. Capitalism generally, unless you're making megabucks, you will generally be living hand to mouth. You will generally be living like month to month, And yeah, this is super like classist as well. Like, I love the fact that he's mocking him. Jeremy makes YouTube videos, right? Making megabucks, okay? Like, Jeremy is a wealthy dude, There's no doubt about it. The amount of videos he's releasing, his Patreon dollars, all the other stuff, whatever else he's got. I don't know if he's on Patreon or Subscribestar. And he's sat here laughing at some games journalist who's probably making 30k per annum. Right? This is classism, no doubt about it. Looking down his nose just because a games journalist can't afford a decent setup. And further to that, this isn't even accurate. This is his old gaming setup as well. He's got a new one with a pink chair. You saw the pink chair? Yeah, he makes way more than a games journalist would. Absolutely.
Oh my god. I mean, this is his current... Oh my god, he doesn't even have the resolution set right on his monitor.
I mean, yeah. Now he's going to pick holes in... I mean, it looks better, right? That looks like a normal gaming setup to me. That just looks like a regular gaming setup. Oh yeah, okay, listen, the cable management. If you're particularly kind of minded in that direction, it's fair to say that the cable management. What's the point in getting rich if you can't laugh at the poor? Yeah. Yeah, the cable management could do with some work, but you know, it is what it is. Listen, you nerds, okay? Chill out.
What? Look at all the cables now. That's impressive. Just a disastrous mess now. He's got his Overwatch brand chair, which, fine. You get whatever chair you want. He looks like he's got some MSI keyboard stuff, maybe. An audio mixer, preamp, fine. He's got a Cat 5 cable. This is the kind of mess that I wanted to see. This is the kind of mess I can respect. This rat's nest back here, that's impressive.
Oh yeah. The journalist Nathan Grayson. Yeah, clearly it's like a bit of self-depreciation, right? It's like, yeah. He even called his old setup depraved, right? You're absolutely right, Demon Mama. You're absolutely right. It literally is just like, look at my gaming setup, you know.
Now you've got to fix your monitor. Does your laptop output not support the right monitor? Probably. I'm guessing. Are you screen mirroring your laptop on a widescreen monitor? Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Fix your screen resolution. Yeah, why would you buy a widescreen monitor and then... Oh my god, Nathan. You report on video games for F's sake. Oh, what's this? Oh, you had to have a cat in there. All right, fine. You're forgiven. Now we're going to do a little... If you tweet at your setup, maybe I'll do a setup review where I'll take a look at your setups, maybe roast them a little bit, maybe have a little fun, maybe offer some props. Why don't you, if you use Twitter, you can...
Yeah, he's like, yeah, come on, maybe I'll roast you a little bit. Some poor kiddo, massive Quartering fan, sends in his his setup of like this manager of his setup, and the Quartering responds like, "Hey kid, your setup fucking sucks and so do you, fuck off," or something like that. Just completely brutalizes all these young kiddos that watch him. And he thinks that's cool. Hey kid. No, I'm not. I can't listen. I don't want to get too spicy because let's just leave it there, okay? That's what I envision anyway. Doesn't this feel very awkward? This feels so awkward to me, like just going off on this dude for I don't know, like for his gaming setup.
Tweet.
Yeah. Sorry. Listen. Is this the turd or is this the sweet corn? I don't know, to be honest.
Your setups to hashtag quartering rigs, RIGS, hashtag quartering rigs, and we'll put all of, we'll take a look at everybody's setup. I have mine. It's nothing special, like literally. It's very basic, but I'll show you what I'm working with here. A lot of people ask. I took a picture, which I'll try to bring up here because, it's going
to be a picture of him taking a photo of his setup, but he's got no pants or underwear on, so you can also see his dick and balls. That's what's going to happen now, isn't it? I can tell already.
much. It's really not much going on. I've got a junky old Asus IPS monitor. I've got, here it is. Okay, so let's go here. All right. So you can see here, the centerpiece of any good gaming rig is a cat. Okay, so here's Colt. Now I have this footboard, a Kensington footboard, which I won't co-sign. They're cheap, but they break all the time. If you use it to like get up, you're gonna break it. But it is nice to have a spot for your feet. Then I have the, I think it's called the Sound Blaster Katana soundbar and subwoofer. Very nice. I've got my preamp here, which is just a Scarlett 2i. I've got my backup gaming rig back over there. We won't talk about that. I'm not a game journalist.
So he's got enough money to have a backup gaming rig. Why is it that they think that 10 years in games journalism will make you wealthy enough to have like like a fucking quantum computer or some shit? And this dude sat there absolutely raking in the megabucks off YouTube, off of his career, enough so that he can have a second gaming setup. I don't even have a gaming setup. Do you know what I mean?
I've got Origin Genesis Tower here. I mean, it's obviously pretty beefy. I've got obviously the Joe Exotic coffee mug, very important. Then if you look real closely down here, this is a Lynx in the box. Yes, I have a widescreen monitor as well. This is nothing, you know. And I've got, you know, a $10,000 computer setup on a $25 folding table because I keep it real. I'm looking forward to seeing yours at #QuarteringRigs, or you can email them to me at thequartering@gmail.com, and maybe we'll do a nice big review or overview of everybody's rigs. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.
So I'm not a game dev, and like we do not build games for people with top-of-the-line hardware. If they have it, that's great. The game might look better, but most people who play PC games do not have the latest hardware. Yeah, that's a really good point. Obviously, like, who remembers what happened when Crysis came out? There was this sort of like meme of like, can my system run it, right? Because it required such high specifications. If you don't spend 2K on your rig, you're even a gaming journalist, yeah. Okay. Anyway, listen, a few final points before we move on. And listen, I've got a little treat for you, so stick around, okay? Don't go anywhere. I've got a cringy treat for us all. Yeah, the fact that the Quartering feels comfortable whining about streaming services, engaging in like a quantity over quality thing, whereas he is pumping out endless videos, endless low effort videos like this. And like just makes a weird video kind of just mocking this dude for like his cable management, I guess in the end is what it came down to. Like, I don't know.